Yo, what's going on, guys? Shake and Bake back. Today, we have a special guest, the Schiller, Von Schiller himself. As you can see on the screen, he's a Raptors fan. No, he's not. He's a Pistons fan. Which is always funny, because everybody sees that and they just assume you're a Raptors fan, man.
Well, it's just, I need to have an identity. I'm hanging out in my kitchen, you know what I mean? You gotta do something better than showing the fridge off.
I find that hilarious. You're just in your kitchen, sometimes just standing, and yeah, we're gonna be talking some Top Shot. This guy has been in the platform pretty early. When did you sign up and join Top Shot?
I got in like middle of December 2020, and this, yeah, early. it was, you know, I think it was like 5,000 to 10,000 users, but like not even kind of deal, and so it's wild to see the mass amount of changes from like the early days to what it is right now.
I think we have 300,000-ish or so right now, which is pretty good, but that's nothing, I feel like, in comparison to what it could be a year from now, or 2 years even.
Well, the marketplace before, you just sat there, and like every half an hour, it was like, okay, there's a new moment, cool. They got listed, and that was it. But the prices didn't move, so it was, you got packs and stuff, but prices just didn't really move on anything at all.
Compared to now, you could put something up for $450 that you actually meant to put up for $700, and even by the time you go to cancel it, it's already gone. Someone's already bought it.
Yeah, it's the evolution of Top Shot as like a whole thing is just kind of hilarious to look at, and every time it's new people. Every couple of weeks we get like a mass influx of new people, and it's like a repetitive pattern kind of in a way.
And their number one question is when packs? When packs come in? I feel like.
Well, nobody ever knows. Like, I think originally they said the pack drops were going to be like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something, and they had like these select days, but obviously it didn't happen that way. And then they had stress tests and doing the different kind of drops. So they've done everything. They've really, I think, showed, you know, what listening to community feedback and everything does in a way.
Oh yeah, and they've definitely changed like how you actually get the packs, where at first it was first come, first show, and now it's like, okay, everybody gets a fair chance, I feel like, which I like. They even gave everyone a pack recently, and we're kind of going through the aftermath of that now, where market's been kind of up, kind of down, some stuff's come down in value, some stuff's gone up, so that's kind of cool. I really like how they're taking the community feedback and working with it and making it a better experience as it gets through beta and then eventually the final product of what it is. But I just wanted to have him on my YouTube to, you know, chat with him. I don't know what your account is worth now, but I definitely looked one day and had seen it was worth like $1 million. That's crazy. That's insane, man. What the heck?
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things where, like, there was a lot of people that put money into it because it was, you know, new in a way. Like, if you were aware of crypto, you kind of got the idea of what it is, right? But when my buddy showed me Drew, I was like, I don't think that's, you know, that important. It's, you know, digitized or whatever. Like, it's I kind of get it. But then when I opened the packs, I was like, okay, so there's more to it. And then we started forming, like, bonds in a way, talking about it. And I'm like, this is also, like, a game as well as a collectible and a new thing to talk about. Because, you know, before in the quarantine and everything, and I think that played a huge part in everything. We, you know, game-wise, it was like Warzone and stuff, or whatever your choice of game was, but there's not been anything. And then Top Shot comes out, and it's like, it's sports, it's investing, it's, you know, rekindling with people you don't know. Like, it's another way to connect, you know, via this whole online world. There's just so many positive things about it. It's crazy. Yeah,
that's one of the things I like. I mean, I've met a couple guys. I've met a guy who, again, I said your account was worth $1 million. His account is worth nearly $5 million. He's been in it since even before you. And he gave me a couple moments just out of nowhere, just being a nice guy. And I was like, wow, you didn't have to do that. But, I mean, I'm not going to complain.
So, yeah, for sure.
There's been all that kind of stuff. You've met. I'm in Discords, and I'm watching your streams, and you're a full-time streamer now. You have quit your job. You're buying a house. Like, talk about that really quickly. That's crazy right there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so I worked for, like, a college in Canada, and I was, like, a recruiter. And I was doing, like, presentations and everything. And I always liked doing broadcasting in a way. And I was like, I'm not really like an expert in anything, or I don't have like the passion right now for anything in particular. But for NBA Top Shot, because I was in early with it, I'm like, hey, like this is brand new, and I really think this is going to change sports as a whole. Why not try to jump on this opportunity, right? Like it's a once in a lifetime thing.
Oh yeah.
Especially as we were seeing just more and more people getting up there, and the money, and everybody, you know, going towards like blockchain and everything. It's absolutely wild. But like in terms of like buying a house and stuff, it's something we've looked at, but now it's, you know, you feel more comfortable in a way because it's like, okay, you don't necessarily have like a desk job, but you know this is coming in because like I've withdrawn and stuff. I know there's a lot of questions about that, but they are doing it. Like they're supposed to have some other countries get added to that because right now it's just the U.S. Bank and the USDC. But like the whole beta tag's for a reason. Like it's cool. It's for the future. Like I mean, I think you're pumped with your collection as well. You're like, damn, like I'm glad I'm in early, and you're feeling it too.
Yeah, I wish I was in a month earlier, but then again, I'm also glad I'm in now and not a month from now or 2 months from now, and I've gotten some packs and gotten some rare stuff, which, again, they've already changed the amount for those rares, too. I got a $4.99 rare. That's not a thing anymore. That's now to, what, 5,000, I think, or...
Yeah, well, I think people undervalue that as well. Like, doesn't it feel cool in a way? You're like, okay, if you look at the grand scheme of how many moments you're going to have like a low mint size, this is in the beta. We're never going to see that ever again.
Which is just nuts. Like, so, and like in the bubble moments too, obviously, and those could be rare down the line. Then there's the moments with no fans, and eventually we'll get fans in the stands. There'll be those. So there's just so many different aspects to it, but it's just crazy that you have literally turned this into a full-time gig. You're on Twitch. You got over 500 subs. You're doing it daily over in there. So everybody be sure to check him out. He's got a YouTube channel as well where he posts streams from. He cuts them down and does some great funny videos on there too. So check him out. Send him the love. But we still got some things to talk about, man, because this is crazy. So let me just ask you, what are your long-term goals for this? I saw the other day that you bought one of those rare James Harden holos that's out of 44. Only 44 people got that collectible and did the collection. So you bought that for 30,000, I think you got it for, because he lowered it a little bit.
Yeah, it was for 30. Yeah, so the guy had it listed for about like 36.5, maybe 37. And I messaged him and I said like, hey, would you be interested in like lowering that if you're trying to move it? I'm kind of interested in buying it. He's like, what was your price range? And I said, oh, like, you know, if you could go down to like 33, you know, 32. He's like, yeah, sure. And then the marketplace went down, and then he messaged me again. He's like, hey, like when it comes back up, I'll list it for 30. And I was like, oh, okay, you really wanted to move that? Like, that's awesome. And I don't know, again, I know there's a lot of new users on the platform. I don't think this guy's a new user whatsoever, but there's a lot of new users on the platform that don't understand, like, the value that some of these hold in a way. And I really think, like, long-term, right, it's, you know, changing the sports realm. I think both they can coexist completely fine, the physical and the digital, but just because of, like, where we are, like, why not have these cool digital collectibles?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you got the balance from it, too. You've had this money that you've made from the site, and you were... Again, you didn't just say, oh, I got $30,000, let me just, you know, go buy that James Harden. You took moments that you had bought earlier, and you're selling them at a profit, and that's what you've done this whole time. You got in early, you bought a bunch of stuff, and you've been selling it, and obviously now you were going for the packs and still buying stuff as it is. So, that's crazy. Do you have, like, a number in mind that you think you would sell that at? Like, maybe a year from now, or, like, if you see it hits maybe 50,000, 60,000, are you just going to keep holding that till the end of time, you know?
If we're talking like realistically, I think like around like 150,000 or something around then, because we've noticed with some of like the original series one, they've gone around there.
Yep.
And I think this moment with Brooklyn, a lot of people are going to like it. In general, by the way, I just want to mention that I think you can still find like a lot of deals in a way, and like in particular, what I sold were the Kevin Durant 7,500 moments. It was the first Durant with a Brooklyn uniform
His
on.
First bucket.
And
Yep.
Yeah, and like it was, you know, out of 7,500, and it was the only affordable Kevin Durant. And I'm like, there's so many Kevin Durant fans in the world. This is going to be one of the most scarce ones that you can get. Like, why would you not be interested in that? And that was when it was at like $130, $150. So there's still deals every single time. And I don't know, like, Shake, do you have like an approach right now when you're looking at something? Do you look at deals or like long-term stuff?
I look at kind of both. I think, like, just like you think with the Nets, I think the Nets are going to win the championship this year. I just think they're loaded.
Okay, let's go, baby.
So I'm personally on the Nets bandwagon of, I think, like, anything Nets related has got a good chance of going up. There was a new DeAndre Jordan, and it feels like it's a James Harden assist highlight, honestly, because he's in the video for the most part. It was $7. So I waited, got a decent cereal. I think I got like 6,900 or something, and got it for the lowest asking price. So I didn't have to pay more. I got a good cereal out of, I think, 35,000. It's not even minted yet, but I don't know. I've kind of got the mindset of approach of, I want to get guys who are superstars. They hold name value. Even though some of the Season 1 stuff, it's valuable right now, I don't know if that will stay always like that. I think kind of like Pokemon, that's the approach I have, where if you look at Pokemon back in the day, that stuff was popular when it first came out. It's been popular since, and then it kind of had a boom recently where all the older stuff. People wanted the Charizards and the big stuff, but the other stuff still sells for a lot. But not the levels of the Charizard and all
yes,
these. It's not even
yes,
close.
Shake, yes.
So you want the Durants, you
great.
want the rookies, you want these guys with the hype behind them. So yeah, I've kind of been picking at those. I'm trying to get cheap stuff because the lower I'm spending for it, the lower the risk too. If I'm buying something for $5, the only thing it can go to is 0, so we can lose $5 from it. So I've kind of learned my lesson where I bought that Jason Tatum. I think I bought it for $110. It sank down to like 40 or 50. It's going up a little bit now. So I've kind of learned, make some lower risk plays, and then if some of them pay off, I can take some higher risk plays. And know that I'm playing with house money too. I've only put in $150. So far, account's looking like it's worth like $3,000 right now, 3 or 4 kind of changes. But I also have $600 in my balance right now. So we've already quadrupled the amount of money just in my balance. So I don't know. I'm playing with house money, which is great. But you have to realize it is actual money at the end of the day, too.
Well, you're doing it responsibly. If I can just jump in for a quick second, like for what I did, I do not recommend that to like absolutely anyone.
Yeah.
When I was earlier, you've probably heard in cryptos and stuff, people can get like a lot of coins extremely inexpensively, and then suddenly the project blows up and it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what happened with me with NBA Top Shot. I was like, okay, I understand how, like, you know, betting on a project or something, I really, really like this, and I was a part of it when it was under like $200,000 of sales, and I was seeing the 24-hour pattern of it doubling. Yep. I was like, okay, listen, I got to take a moonshot right here. Like, I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And then when that worked out, that's why I jumped on to doing like the Twitch and trying to promote some YouTube and stuff, and I'm super happy that you're able to connect with me and find me for that, because it's like, okay, I've lived through this. I bet everything on it, and I was successful with it. And for people, like, I don't want them to risk it in that way. Like, it's never financial advice or anything. Yep. I just say, here's what the market is. I think these are good buys. I see a lot of people jumping in, and at the time when it was, you know, $30+ to get the least expensive card. Yeah. It was like, no. Hold on. It's just in this moment of time when you've joined Top Shot, you got to kind of learn in it. And it's right now it's a growing thing, and it's cool to see the community build off, you know, thinking about all the different routes instead of just, I'm going to like throw a bunch of money at something. Like there's a big scene around it, if you will.
Oh yeah. And that's one of the things I joined right when that was the time, because it came more popular. It was going viral on Twitter, and I say viral even though it still hasn't really hit the mainstream for the most part, because 90% of the people watching this video might not know what it even is. But I did just do a little video that I got to post for Top Shot for Dummies. But yeah, I mean, I got in on that time, and I didn't want to buy, you know, Bismack Biyombo for $30. I thought that was silly and stupid. I mean, someone out there might pay that, but I just was not going to do that. So for me personally, I waited a week, I got a pack, and then I got some moments, and I've just been working with the capital that I've made off the site. So I think that's a kind of a safe way to do it. As you said, I'm not taking any huge risks yet, and hopefully at some point I'll be in the position to where I can, you know, say, hey, and I've kind of been working towards that. There's this Jason Tatum Series 1 moment that's like $1,500. Keep my eye on it. And again, there's badges to come in soon, so that could raise the value of stuff. So I'm kind of watching some things and just going off my own feedback and what I've heard from others, and that's basically the best advice I would give anyone that's new, is just listen to what others say, but do as you think and what you think could work out for you, and always be prepared to lose the money too. Of course, as you said, you never know with these crypto projects, and you can obviously lose money on stuff, you know? You gotta be careful.
Yeah. And just to say real quickly, because I know there's a lot of new people, and I think there was like a crazy statistic of like the first ones to use Discord, and like I've had people message me and be like, yeah, I've never used Twitch before, but I tune in now because I found you on like Twitter or somewhere else. And it's just like, be very mindful of like fake accounts claiming to be referees and everything. You'll see in the official Discord on the right side, the ones that actually are. Don't fall for certain things if people message you about stuff. There's a lot of scams, and there's a lot of new people saying, oh, these packs, they return so much, and I want to do like off-market transactions, and they say like, don't do that, and they've said to the refs like, don't do them as well. And like the first trade that I ever did, the one guy kind of got scammed, not like totally, but he thought he was trading for a certain Rudy Gobert, and it was the other one. It was like the block instead of the dunk, and it was a big difference. And I was like, okay, well, I thought the one was a low serial, so that was a good trade-off. But like thinking about it the other way now, I'm like, oh yeah, that would have been a lot more even at those levels. I just thought the guy was wanting a really high serial for something. and people get scammed. I don't know if anybody's ever approached you, Shake.
Oh,
but
they have. I have. I'm in some group Discord, and someone got a rare pack the other day, and they were like, "Look, it's going for $3,000 on eBay." And I was like, "Okay, but here's one thing you have to realize: as it stands right now, gifting is down, and they've taken it down because people have been getting scammed, and people have been saying, I paid $3,000 for my pack, but then the person opens the pack and gives it to them, and they charge them back on eBay or." Because things like that are so easy to do. It's easy to scam people, which is sad. And people are doing it. They're saying, you trade me this, I'll give you this. And then you trade it to them, and they block you or whatever. It's so easy to scam. So yeah, that's a good thing, honestly, for new people, because you really got to be careful. It's so easy to get scammed, too. Again, you would think you could just buy something on eBay, but they've clearly said, don't do that. Don't go to the third-party transaction sites, because eventually they might have it where you could buy packs off people, and they're working on that kind of stuff. Again, it's in beta. But yeah, I had to warn someone, don't sell your pack on eBay, dude. That's like the easiest scam there is. Like, there's no protection for you. It's a digital item. There's no tracking to it. eBay will side with the buyer 10 times out of 10. It does not matter. So yeah, don't do that stuff, man. Easy scams, bro.
I've never even used eBay. I don't know if that's kind of embarrassing or not, but I've never used it.
I've used it for selling IRL cards, and let me tell you, it is so much better selling digital cards than it is on eBay, because I've sold the card to someone, and then dude literally just bent it. Like, it did not arrive to him bent. I guarantee it was in a topper and everything. It was in padded foam, and he literally just bent it in half and just was like, I don't want this anymore, and sent it back. And luckily it was like a $10 card, but like really? Like, I think he was just
Jesus,
it came
dude,
to him
that
late or
sounds
something.
terrible.
Yeah, and like eBay sided with him and gave him his money back, and I got the card back like a month later, but like he didn't even have to send it back, I don't even think. So yeah, it's kind of crappy. So we should be thankful that it's as easy as just posting it on the auction house and someone buys it. It's a lot easier and a lot nicer. So that's one of the things that I love about this, is just the ease of it. Even though it's down at times and can be frustrating, it's a lot nicer than some other things I've tried in life. So yeah, that's one thing that's kind of different about it.
Well, I like the way that you said auction house in a way, because I feel like there's a lot of people, like, I guess depending on like youthfulness, that grew up doing like Grand Exchange and RuneScape, or like the WoW auction house, and it's like, it's weird how those games, like, how the hell do you explain to your parents, yo, you have no idea how like influential the Grand Exchange of RuneScape was on my life. Like,
and you've learned a lot from it too.
It doesn't work, but like you really, really do. And it's cool to have that, because like I don't remember in high school or ever when I was like, oh yeah, like I feel really confident with stuff, but I was able to learn through like YouTube and like just, trying to understand stuff in a way. It was cool how that influenced the way. Did you play either of those games?
I haven't, but my buddies did, and I obviously play NBA 2K. That's what I do on my channel, and a lot of people play my team, which is like a ultimate team mode. I'm sure you've heard of those, where you open packs and you can sell cards. They have an auction house on there, but it's so different because, again, at the end of the year, they're gonna put out a new game. They're gonna shut the servers off on the old game in another year. But even when the new game comes out, everybody stops playing it. So everything that you had on there is worthless. At the end of the year, it's literally worthless. Like, you could spend thousands of dollars. I've spent thousands of dollars. And it was a fun year. But at the end of the year, you lose everything. Like, and now I guess they could shut down everything on Top Shop, but that's not the plan, and they're making money.
Dude,
so
don't even say that, dude.
That's not how it's gonna. That's not gonna happen.
People are gonna freak out. Oh my god.
That would be nuts if they did that, but that's not gonna happen. This is in the early days. They're making lots of money.
Yeah.
It's backed by the NBA. They're getting their money out of it, so players love it. They're on the site. I actually looked today. It was funny. I was looking at my Trae Young that I got from my first rare pack. And I was just scrolling down casually, and I'm looking at the people who, what it sold for recently. I'm like, okay, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600. And I look, and I see H. Barnes, and I'm like, oh, H. Barnes bought one. And I'm like, wait, Harrison Barnes? And I click, and it's Harrison Barnes' profile, who bought the same moment I had. I was just like, what the heck? That's so cool. Like, just so random. You can see things like that. I love the aspect that everything's public. It's on the blockchain. You can see everything. There's the tools. There's the sorters, all kinds of stuff to evaluate the market. All that kind of stuff makes it so helpful, and you can, do your own research and figure out this card has sold for this much, it's gone up, it's gone down, and you can just, I don't know, take your own advice and do what you want with your own stuff, but Yeah, I love that aspect of it. It's so different to, again, what I'm used to with the Ultimate Team modes and all that.
Yeah, it's all built by like individuals. It's really crazy. Like it's really really crazy. I'm not that smart. I'm really not. But seeing what these guys can kind of pull off, and in the same way, I think Top Shot itself is going to come out with a lot of the tools that are out there right now and their own implications. But it might be potentially years down the line, if not months. So these ones are like fantastic voids for certain things. But yeah, like it's crazy to see like the community, because I don't know, like in comparison to like NBA 2K and stuff, I don't know if there's like a vibe within the community, but for Top Shot, I feel like there's a very positive vibe, and most people that are like, you know, hatefuls and stuff get stomped pretty hard in that, and like it's a very, you know, positive kind of mindset for the most part.
There are positive people and negative people in that community, I say. So it's kind of different. Like, I think there's negative people in the Top Shot community as well, but I think those people are more so people that are just frustrated with, like, the site being down and not actually just not liking the product. I mean, besides people who don't know really what it is, and they're like, oh, YouTube highlights. And I may have said that once before. Why would you buy YouTube highlights? And then here I am a month later. Oh, boy. But yeah, I think that's just because you don't really know what it is and don't get it. Like, there's a big difference between just seeing it and then actually getting involved, collecting it, and you meet people, and you do all this, and you're creating content like you are and I am, and it just takes it to new levels, man. It's so fun. You get so excited when the packs are coming, new moments, new challenges, all kinds of stuff, man. It's a blast. Oh, my God.
Well, it was funny because like PAX used to be like, it was just like a random pop-up on the screen, and you're like, oh, PAX on like Thursday, and everybody was like, oh, here we go. And I remember for like one of the run of backpacks, it was kind of bugged. And so a lot of them, or like all the original buys, had duplicates of the rare in the case. So all of the run it backs, there was 2 run it backs in each pack. And so on one of my packs, I opened it and it was like double Giannis's, and I was like, for the rookie run it back, I was like, oh wow, that's cool. And then it ended up being like $400 at the time, which now it's like, you know,
a lot more than that.
I don't even. Yeah, it's like 20. I forget, but it's a hell of a lot. 15, 20, yeah. Anyway, so when the rookie badge and all that kind of stuff is going to come out, it's going to be nuts. But the I sold one of them before because I was a complete bear. What an idiot. I got one left. And it's crazy to think, you know, that thing was $400 at the time, and I was like, wow, that's the most expensive thing. I don't really want to sell it, even though I know it's like goes for a lot. And then seeing like those rares move as hard as they do, and still a lot of people don't really know about the rookie badges. I think I don't know, it's like 50-50 at this point. But it's just wild to see the whole thing, dude. I don't even know what to say. I hope you're happy. Every day I wake up and I'm just feeling good.
Yeah,
I really am.
I really am. Again, I'm bummed that I missed out on a few months of this, because that's how fun this like couple weeks has been. Like, I can't even imagine what it was like back then, when it's just like, here are packs, have them, go buy as many as you want. Like, obviously the market's totally different and you look at things differently, but it's so much fun, man. I mean, you log in, you get ready, like, there's so many, like, you can literally sit on the marketplace all day just buying stuff, trying to snipe things. You never know what you're gonna find. Again, my buddy Pace is actually the one who got the, what was it, Kawhi Leonard, I think, that the guy meant to post for 20,000, and instead he put it for 2,000. And that's a big mistake.
I mean, like, when we interviewed Pace, and he was like, yeah, like, you have to click like 3 times or something.
You do. And you have to click a lot.
If you're going to do it for that, like, well, I mean, when I was selling the Kevin Durant's the other day, there was twice where I put it for 450.
And I
the
tried
4
to
and
snipe
the 7, they were too close on the keyboard. I messed up, but like, yeah, it's always a hoot and a holler to see the snipes and all that kind of stuff that do come through from people that don't pay attention.
It's crazy. And again, I've been trying my hand at that because I haven't really been like trying to do any sniping or flipping, but I've been trying that recently, where I just sit on a card, constantly refresh, looking at the serials, seeing if I can get some good ones, because people chuck them away for cheap. They'll just see, oh, the lowest up $7. I've got, you know, the 2000 serial one. I'll chuck it for $7 just so it sells, which can be good and it can be bad, because again, you might lose out on a couple dollars, or you might lose out on a couple thousand if you're not being careful. So kind of crazy on that stuff, man. It's just nuts.
I mean, like, okay, what's your collection right now? Like, we got to talk about it. What are you confident with? What are you like? I don't know, man.
Let's look at my collection right here. So far, I got 25 moments. I got like 25 moments. Again, I've been buying some of the cheaper ones for like $5-6 because I think I got one for $4. just because I think that's low risk investments, and I like some of the plays, man.
Yo, you're a Celtics fan, dude.
Yes.
TD Garden's lit, man.
Dude,
that
I
place
love
is
the Garden.
crazy.
It's always
Holy
nuts
geez.
when there's a game going on. I've been to like probably 10 Celtics games, and I can remember them all so vividly. Oh my goodness, it's
yo, straight up. I was there one time, and there was like a lady bringing like her camping gear. What the hell was that? Do people like can they store it on the side?
They might. It's
I don't
crazy.
understand.
Yeah, that's funny. Camping gear.
They'd never do that in Toronto. Jesus,
it's
okay.
crazy up in here. But yeah, this is my collection right now. Again, I'm buying some of the cheaper stuff because I foresee a moment where people might overpay for it. I had seen recently where I had bought Daniel Tice during a dip for $9.
Why would you buy Daniel?
And
shake. Why would you buy
he's
Daniel?
$9.
Don't tell me that, brother.
He was the cheapest on the site at that point. And then people were speculating about another set coming out with international players.
Oh no!
And he was $30. I could have sold him for
no.
$21 there. I didn't because I like Daniel Tice.
Oh,
That was stupid.
no.
I should have sold him and bought him back. but yeah, I collect my Celtics guys, and basically anyone who I think's got some good value long term, or I just like the highlight. I mean, this Aaron Gordon is just such a nice highlight. I don't even care about Aaron Gordon. I like him. He's a crazy dunker. If you click on that one, he just bodies Giannis. Oh my god.
True.
What a highlight.
Although you did pay $6 and it's gonna go to $1. I just want to let you know.
It probably will
that,
go to $1. It probably will. I fully accept that, and that's. But you never know if it's in one of them collections.
Hey, that's attaboy. You're right. Good
I keep
thinking
an
on you.
open mind on it, and these are going to be cheap. These are the commons. Eventually, could maybe a year from now, could these go up to $10 to $20? You never know. Again, Aaron Gordon could go crazy and win MVP. That's not
Aaron Gordon could totally go absolutely wild, my man.
Yeah, I love that dunk. That's such a nice play. And I got a nice cereal, 5,030. Just looks clean. I don't know why. For some reason, that cereal looks nice.
Yo, where did you pull the Trae Young Metallic Gold from, you snake?
That was from my first pack ever. That was after 4 pack drops, I failed every single time. Was so far back in the line, and I'm holding that thing for a while. I said that before. I could have sold it for $3,000 one day. I could sell it now for like $1,400, maybe $15. But I want to keep that. I feel like he's got good potential. I think the Hawks can make the playoffs this year. And if maybe if it moons to 5,000-6,000, or it's needed for a challenge, which could be, that's a realistic thing, could actually happen because they do challenges for those. So maybe we sell it in a couple months from now, maybe a month if it goes up a bunch. But I want to save that card. I like it.
Are you a Trae Young fan though, or are
I'm a
you
little
just
bit
like
of a Trae
I got
Young
it in the
fan.
pack?
I'm a little bit.
What do you mean a little
bit?
bro?
I was high on him.
What do
just
you mean
because
by a little bit?
I know people have always loved him with the IRL cards, the implications, like the Luka and everything there. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty high on Trae Young. I think he's got serious potential.
Okay,
So,
all right.
He always kills the Celtics. Every time they play him, he kills us. So
serious potential. What do you mean the guy's friggin' killing it? Do you think
the
he
All-Star
should do
game
more?
last year. I mean, they got to get to the playoffs. They got to win some series. That's the next step. You know,
Okay,
it's one thing to put up some points, but you got to start winning series. You got to start doing that kind of stuff. There's levels to being successful in the NBA. So I like him. I got a Devin Booker chilling too that I kept on to. I like Devin Booker. He's got some good upside. I got a Luka Doncic as well. Did you see that pack I got recently? That was crazy pack. I had some good pack luck, man. This riding stuff.
Dude, it's good stuff. Listen, the Lucas, where is that? The LLL. Listen, we're taking L's every day of the week. People gonna be like, "What in the halibut are you talking about?" And it's like the L train, baby.
I love this Luka. This is such a nice play too on Zion. Oh my goodness. So, what would be your suggestion? Because you do some of this on your streams. People come through and they ask you all kinds of questions. I know you got benefits where subscribers can ask you to check out the collection and stuff like that. They got point redemptions for that. So, what would you say is your thoughts on my collection so far? And again, we've got about $600 in balance. That's again all house money. We're working with just profits right now. So, what do you think right now?
I think you got a lot of the 35,000s, which is not too bad. True. We're definitely gonna have to kind of see what else we can do with those, because those can go down fairly quickly in value.
They definitely can.
With that said, we got a little bit of Kevin Love in the series one. We got number 804 out of 1,500.
Got that
nice
chilling
stuff
in there. That was a lovely gift.
I do like it. Otherwise, listen, we gotta kind of crank it up a little.
Gotta
bit.
get more.
We do have the Luka. We do have some good things in here. We have a couple Currys, a Wiseman again.
Yep, just got
35 Ks. But I'm thinking, listen, we're missing a couple of the L's, my man. We got one of the three. We gotta crank it up
LeBron.
just a little bit.
That's the next step.
True.
I don't want to buy his common though. I think that's a little too pumped. I know it's like 200. I thought that was gonna be 50, $60.
I did too. I sold it, and I think it's going to happen again. The fact it's sold in at 200, well, it's more. Yeah, we'll find out.
We'll see. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, I think so far though, like my estimates of price range have been pretty spot on. Like, I pulled the Durant, and I was like, I think that's only going to be like $30 to $40. It was 60, and then it dropped right down to like $40. I think it's now like 30 or 40. So far, I think I've kind of got a good game plan and know what everything's going for. This Rudy Gay, though, oh boy, that's going to be $1. That's definitely $1. But, yeah, we got to get more moments, I think. That's one of the things. We got $600 that we're just not spending right now just because the market's been down. And I'll pick up some of these cheap ones and then maybe make some plays at some... I know there's a Luka Series 2 that's a couple $100. Maybe I'll look into that. That's definitely at the lowest I think it's been. It's been tanking, my goodness.
Yeah, a lot of this, we're really getting to the kind of, we're getting to the bottom of the cradle before the volcano erupts, and then we all kind of break out in a parachute and run, and then, but yeah, no, like, straight up, I think this has happened so many times before, and it's going to happen again. We're seeing with, like, Bitcoin, right?
Yep.
Like, the other day, it went up, like, 10,000 in, like, 3 days or whatever. That exact same thing happens in Top Shot, but it's much smaller, so it's way more volatile. It's like a roller coaster, and you're just sitting there like, and you're going up and you're getting ready, and this is kind of the stage.
And then it goes down and it goes back up. It goes crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've seen it because, again, I got in right at the beginning and it was high, and I go, ooh, I'm not buying anything at this price. And then I've seen it go down, and I buy some stuff. So, yeah, it's just been a crazy roller coaster ride, and I'm in it for the long haul. I'm excited. I'm having so much freaking fun, man. I getting calls with people who are sniping, and someone else sniped me for I think it was a 3-digit Wiseman the other night, and I was like, how'd you get that?
And you get to see it, and you get to see him and they prove it. It was them that bought it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was crazy. I love that too. How you can just see everything. That's so cool. But yeah, I'm loving it. Why don't I take a quick look at your collection really quickly?
The top ones, if you get to it, were like ones that I had for sale at like a very highly discounted rate when I was trying to make that move.
You only got one moment up for sale
Harden.
right now.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
So I removed a bunch of stuff. I had people message me saying they wanted to trade and everything, but I was literally just pricing them because I wanted to make that Harden play. But I still really think a lot of these moments have a fair bit of value.
That Harden is so sweet. That's a nice play too. Nice dime to Kyrie. Potential MVP candidate right there. Yo, that's a lovely. At a 44, that's crazy. It's hard how those are not easy to complete, those sets. So you didn't complete that set. You just said I'm gonna just go buy this one.
Well, it was like $150,000 to like do the challenge in the first place. So it's like there's no way this goes for this price. And then we got it, and I was like, okay, cool. When we pump again, like that moment would never be that priced if we were still like on like massive runs that we were before.
Yep.
Yeah, but because everything's going down so far, like I sold like Derrick Rose hollows and from the tops and stuff before because I was like down on it, and then they rocketed. Right, and this is the exact same thing, but these bigger ones, I think they move a lot harder.
Yeah, it's just not everybody has that $30,000 right then and there,
for
40
sure.
or 50.
But it's about like solidifying, right? Though, right? Because it's like if for you, I don't know if you're thinking about like what if they do that thing where there's like a Top Shot fans only accessible area at arenas or perks.
Oh, yeah.
Or there's so much that can go on with it. It's crazy good.
And I love how they're like constantly developing. They're thinking of this stuff and they're trying out new things. And Mark Cuban's involved. All kinds of stuff. I was listening to him the other night talk about it. And I watched him open a pack and he got a Tim Duncan and he was like, Spur. And it was hilarious. It's crazy the like reach and the potential for this just seems like it's absolutely massive. You got some sweet stuff in here.
We've only been talked to by, or like we've only been represented by the guys that were already in that space, right? Like Mark Cuban was already kind of in this space, so it's like okay, we've still not really had a off-chain adopter yet, and then once we get that a little bit more, I mean the NBA retweeted and it was good. But I think there's still a lot more room. Little tweet does only a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I still have yet to see a commercial or anything like that. Once you start seeing that kind of stuff, man, a lot of eyes on them commercials, especially during the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure those will be coming. They definitely will. Wow, this was awesome. I just want to say thank you again for coming on. Everybody, check out his Twitch. I'll leave the links in the descriptions. You can check him out. Vaughn Schiller up on everything. Is your YouTube that as well?
It's just the Schiller on YouTube.
Okay.
I will go with Vaughn. Name's actually Steve. Who cares though? So
Sounds
we're going
cool.
with it. But yeah, it's just like the Schiller on YouTube.
Perfect. And you guys can check him out on there. You can go give him a follow, a Twitch sub, all that kind of stuff. I'm always in the streams watching because they're entertainment. He's even crazier on there, man. He had people on telling all their stories. Some guy you had on last week who he sold all his Top Shot stuff and he was in early for $100. I can't believe that.
Yeah, and then his account's like well over 10,000 now, and he's like, I need to get back in, and so somebody gifted him one to get him back in, and then he decided to kind of actually jump back in fully. So
that's how you know it's fun when you get out and you're like, I got to get back into it. It's awesome. So I appreciate having him on. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about Top Shot. You got to see our insight and yeah, just what we think of it, of the fun times we're having. So I appreciate you coming on, man, as always. And everybody, make sure you like the video and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. If you're enjoying NBA Top Shot, you've gotten in on the fun, and maybe you're going to because of that. But yeah, peace out, guys. And again, check out his stuff.